House price to income ratio is at its highest rate since 1880. Since the mid-1990s, real house prices grew 160%, and salaries are just not keeping up. In 1970, only 19% of people received help from their parents in order to buy a property. By 2020, this number had risen to 53%, and the percentage of young people living with parents has grown by nearly 50% since 2002. So homes can only be bought by rich people now, right? Okay, firstly, this video is not all doom and gloom like the numbers suggest, and like a lot of the videos I've seen popping up recently, so stay with me here, because this is not the full picture. But let's have a look at some reasons why this might be happening. So in the 1970s, 1 out of 4 people were living in affordable social housing. Until
the Honourable Gentleman is very well aware we put through a policy of purchasing council houses by their tenants, a policy which was bitterly opposed by the Labour Party, a policy from which many people have profited. It has been a very good bargain for all who have partaken of the opportunity they've had from this government.
In 1979 and throughout the 80s, old Maggie sold off all the houses, basically allowing people to buy their council houses through the right to buy scheme. This created a private, competitive environment, which is great if you had enough money, but if not, then you were a little bit screwed. So this meant that the cost of houses and rent went up. And when people are spending more money on houses and rent, it means less money spent on other productive things within the economy. So surely just build more houses, right? Supply and demand. Increase supply and prices will drop. Well, one of the other main reasons here to add to the wage stagnation and Maggie's genius plan is that we're not building enough houses. So let's have a look at these numbers really quickly. So as the population has grown, the number of houses being built has come down. So the one thing that we have built is a decent backlog. Great work. So how many more people are there in the UK every year? And how many more houses do we need? So I've actually worked this out all on my own with a calculator for the last 4 years. And there have been, on average, around 225,000 additional people per year. Since the 1970s, however, we've built an average of 160,000 houses per year. So how much housing is needed? So you'd think, because of those numbers, we'd need at least 225,000 plus the backlog. And in 2019, the UK government set out a target of 300,000 new homes to be built every year by the mid-2020s. But others have said we need closer to 340,000 per year to make up for all the houses that we haven't been building. Compare this to France, who have basically experienced the exact same numbers, but they've been building houses and they've smashed it. So with demand for housing increasing as the population increases and supply not keeping up, this squeezes price. And squeeze is an understatement. And as a result, property investors and homeowners have had a field day for the last 30 to 40 years. So who's building these homes? Well, this section is probably going to come as the biggest shock, because I'm sure we've all thought of property developers as a bunch of annoyingly rich, fat cats.
By the way, his name is not Fat Shit Cat, it's Meatball. And he's eating your crab cakes right now.
Building horrible houses and taking all the profits. Well, we were wrong, kind of. Without these people, the housing crisis in the UK would be a heck of a lot worse. As according to this report, they are currently building 80% of housing. Compare this to housing associations at 18% and local authorities at just 1%. And these figures looked very different in the 1980s too. Local authorities were building around 40%, housing associations 5%, and house builders 55%. So the slack is actually being picked up by property developers and private landlords. Now, our family grew up on housing benefits and rental houses, and we've seen firsthand how properties, for one reason or another, can become neglected and problem-ridden. And these kind of things have given landlords a real bad name for themselves. So here comes the silver lining, and really the mission that we're on. If you're someone that wants to make a difference, work hard, and make money in the process, property development is a massive opportunity. But how can you go from zero to property development? Doesn't being a property developer mean you need to have millions of pounds? Well, in short, no. In fact, because big property developers won't get out of bed for less than a few mil, that actually leaves a lot of opportunity for small-scale developers. And I highly recommend you start with this book. Property development doesn't mean you have to build something from scratch. Putting an extension on a property is considered property development. Moving a kitchen to create another bedroom, for example, is property development. Our mission and our strategy is to turn good quality period buildings that have been neglected for one reason or another into beautiful, functional, loved homes through renovation and restoration. Both count as property development, trying to house people and contribute towards solving the housing crisis, and trying to change the bad reputation that landlords and property developers have made for themselves. And we don't take this position lightly. This is our mission, this is our goal. So as we've seen in this video, we need more houses. And as we've said, there's a huge opportunity here. And although it can look like a steep climb to home ownership or property development, we believe that with the right education and work ethic, anyone can do it. We're doing it. And if we can, you can. So on our channel, we're going to be documenting what we're doing and learning within the property world. So hopefully you can learn something from it, or if not, you just enjoy watching it and enjoy watching us trying to do the unthinkable, change the perception of the landlord. So if you like the video today, guys, please do hit that subscribe button. Please do hit that like button. It's free to support. We're currently on our 5th property and we are making some videos about that now. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Okay, bye. And if you could just ring off that siren while I'm making a video every time, that would be great.